What's up guys? In today's video I'm going to teach you and I'm going to show you how to basically handle news in MQL5. This is something that makes me very excited because it was something that up until, I don't know, a few months ago I didn't have a clue on how to do it. But now check that out. We know how. So guys, this is basically an exercise in my community on which people come here, ask questions, and etc. So guys, if you want to join my community and learn MQL5, everything is in the description. So yeah guys, let's start with this. This was actually an exercise, and here you have the solution which we are going to implement right now. So guys, let's go to MT5. And what we are actually going to do right now is that we are going to come here to the IDE. Okay, we press here IDE, and now we are going to create a new expert advisor. So we come here, next, and we are going to call it, I don't know, something like news. Next, finish. We make this bigger. We make this bigger, and we are going to start. We are going to basically do a very simple example on which we are going to load the information of the news. So you have to understand one thing, and is that basically you have events, and then these events can have several calendars. So basically we are going to iterate over all the events since a date, and then we are going to check the calendars of each date, of each event, sorry. So yeah guys, for this we are going to basically call this on init function, because this is something that we want to do just when we execute the bot, just once. So we call our on init event, and first of all we have to declare the calendar event, the events MQL, and here we have it, calendar event. We are going to declare an array. So here we're going to put events, and we are not going to set the size. Okay guys, so now what we are going to do is that we are going to count how many events do we have. So basically we are going to check the events of the euro. So for that we are going to put here int, and we are going to say events count, and we are going to call calendar event, and here, if I'm not wrong, by currency. So for example, you can check by country, by ID, etc. But here we're going to do it by currency. And check this out, it is asking us for a currency. So we are going to put here euro. And here, now it is asking us for an array. So here we have the previous array, which is events. Perfect. So what else? So for example, now what we are going to do is that we are going to print how many events do we have. So for example, we are going to say there are, we are going to put it here, events count, and we are going to put events. Perfect. So let's compile and let's execute it. So we are going to come here, and we are basically going to the news. Then here we are going to put all this, and if I'm not wrong here, this doesn't work on the tester. So let's check this out. Let's click here on start. Okay, and let's go to the diary, and okay, check that out. There are -1 events. This is because it doesn't work in the tester. To test this, what you have to do is that you, for example, we are going to open this market is closed, but I think it doesn't matter. So basically you're going to open a new window with the EURUSD or whatever you want, and we are going to take this bot. Okay, here we have it, news, and we are going to paste it here. Okay, we press accept. Okay, and here we have the bot. It is not doing anything. And let's make this bigger so that we can see more messages. And here we have this. So for example, let me check. Oh, okay, here it is. Experts. We are in the experts page, and here we have that there are 278 events. Okay, we have that number. So what is the next thing that we have to do? What we are going to do is that we are going to iterate over each of the events. So for that, how do we actually iterate on MQL5? We are going to put for int equal to 0, I less than. And here we're going to put the euro count, not euro count, sorry, events count. And we are going to increment the value. And okay, we have a loop that is basically going to iterate over all the events. So how do we, well, which information does the event have? The event has a lot of information. So for example, if we press here F1 and we go to the documentation, here you have this structure, and check that out, guys. Here we have name, sector, frequency, sector, country. We have a lot of information. How do we access to this information? So for example, what we are going to do is that we are going to say print, and we are going to say event, semicolon, and here I'm going to put events. I'm going to access the current element, and for example, I put dot, and here, check this out. You have all the information. So for example, here I'm going to put the name, and we are going to print also the importance. So for example, let's put here importance equal to, and let's put events dot, not like this, and now we have here importance. So let's check if this is working fine. Let's compile. Okay, let's press, not press start here. Okay, here we have this. You can check, guys, that here we have, it is everything in Spanish, event, tasa de desempleo, importance too. I don't remember if the higher the number, the more important it is. It looks like that because we cannot see a lot of threes. So yeah, let me check the documentation and we can confirm that. So basically we are going to go back to this, and here somewhere we have the importance, importancia del evento, but it doesn't say that. I'm going to assume that the higher, the more important. So yeah, guys, we are basically at the point on which we can take the information of the events. And you can see that actually it's super simple. But how do we get the calendar? When is it going to happen? How do we get that? For this, we are going to put here MQL calendar value. Okay, check that here we had calendar event, and now we are going to have calendar value. So here, remember, each event can have several calendars. Here we are going to put calendar event. Let's put calendars of the event. And here, this is going to be an empty array. I'm checking here the code because I have it here. Do not worry, but yeah. Okay, so now we have to create a variable on which we are basically going to say, okay, from which date I want to start checking basically, yeah, that. Because the same event can happen a lot of times. So for example, the one that we read before, the unemployment, the unemployment rate, look, that data is given a lot of times during the year. So basically we can say that, hey, I want this only since the current date, or since this. So we are going to create that date. To create here the date time variable. Here we're going to put, I don't know, from date. And check this out. One simple way to create dates is like putting here a D, and now you open this and check this out. We are going to put that this should show information since 2022 01 from January, the 1st of January of 2022. You put one space, and we are going to put here the hour. Okay, so now what do we have to do now? Okay guys, while I was recording the Spanish video, I realized that something that I did in the English one was not exactly correct. So what we are going to do right now is that basically we are going to load the calendars. So for that we are going to use the function calendar value history by event. So check this out. It is asking us for the event ID. Remember that here we have the event. The names may be a little bit changed from the previous code, but it is basically the same. Here we have eventos, which is events, but yeah. Okay, we access the current event, and here we're going to put ID. Then the next thing is that it is asking us for a variable where we are going to store the information. So here we have calendarios or calendars or whatever I did put here. But yeah, calendarios, that's right. And now it is asking us from which date do we want to take the data. we have created here before the from date, so we are going to put the from. Actually, also here it is asking us until, up to which date you want to take information. If you do not put anything, it is going to give you all the information that it has. If you put something, it is going to give you information until that date. So now this function returns the following. If we go to the documentation, this function returns these error codes, or basically it returns the number of values loaded. So we are going to store that. We're going to put it here, calendar count, that's right. And we are going to do here a loop for int n equal to 0 and less than calendar count n plus plus. We are basically going to print the information regarding this calendar. We are just going to print the date. So here we are going to put all this date, and here what we are going to actually do is that we are going to go to the actual calendar from the calendarios variable. Here it could be calendars or whatever. Calendarios variable, I'm going to take the current one, the n1, and here I'm going to take the time. Perfect, so we have finished. This is how we do it. So basically we compile and check this out. If we come back here, I don't know why this is taking so much time to load. Here you can see that for each new we have a lot of dates. For example, conferencia de prensa, a crazy, I don't know, whatever it is very important. Here we have the following dates. You can see that the dates changed, but the new is the same one. For example, this one didn't have a date. So yeah, we know that there is an event for this this course, but we do not have any date. And here we have loads and loads of data. So yeah, guys, remember that yeah, each event can have several dates. And yeah, guys, I'm not going to speak anymore. This is everything I wanted to show you. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share, subscribe, and we see each other in the next one.